On September 11, 2001, 19 years ago, we experienced one of the worst tragedies that the U.S. has ever seen. Two planes crashed into both the North and South Towers in New York. At least 3,000 people were killed during the 9/11 terrorist attack. Around 9:45 in the morning, another plane that was hijacked crashed into the west side of the Pentagon. 125 military personnel and civilians were killed in the Pentagon, along with all 64 people aboard the airliner. At around 10:10 a.m., a plane that was hijacked by 4 people crashed into a rural field in Pennsylvania after several of the passengers on board attempted an insurrection. The 9/11 attacks had an immediate negative effect on the U.S. economy. The heaviest losses were in finance and air transportation, which accounted for about 60% of lost jobs. Let's take a moment and remember all of the innocent lives that were lost during this tragic event.
Welcome back to Wildcat TV. My name's Ayla and I'll be your host for this week. Don't forget to congratulate your 2020 Homecoming Court representatives. They are Tia Wheeler, Delaney Webb, Georgia Hickox, Josie Darnell, Kiana Owens, Sophie Raby, Natalie Nix, Ava Welburn, Rissa McDonald, and Abby Thompson. Your senior superlatives are, for Best All-Around, Yzella Garcia and Robert Wyndham. For Most Likely to Succeed, we have Alexis Martin and Chandler Hensley. We have Rissa McDonald and Bryce Gregg for Wittiest, Abigail Page and Lincoln Wright for Most Courteous, Sophie Raby and Nick Bradley for Friendliest. For Leadership, we have Beth Payne and Jack Marino. For Most Athletic, we have Lauren Barnes and Sutton Jones. Natalie Nix and Logan Owens for Most Dependable, Kylie Parker and Jake McCracken for Most Talented, Josie Darnell and Brady Wilson for Most Wildcat Spirit, Ava Welburn and Simon Bass for King and Queen of Selfies, Leonella Frias and Will Davis for Most Likely to Press All the Buttons on the Elevator. We have Megan Presley and Brody Gerard for Most Likely to Have Their Own Reality Show. For Most Likely to Sleep Through a Tornado, we have Macy Varnado and Nathan Carver. For Most Likely to Be on FarmersOnly.com, we have Emma King and Ethan Dixon. We have Dalia Dominguez and Aaron Burrell for Most Likely to Win the Lottery and then lose the ticket. For Most Likely to Quietly Take Over the World, we have Asia Trancau and Adam Bramlett. We have Liliana Ruiz Rios and Austin Coates for Most Likely to Become a Superhero. For Most Likely to Become a Country Singer, we have Alyssa Connor and Brendan Loring. For Most Likely to Be Gone Fishing, we have Rachel Honeycutt and Dawson Maney. Take some time out of your day to thank your custodians and lunch ladies and other staff. Now to Trip with Sports.
Hi, I'm Trip, and I will be the host for this week's Wildcat Sports Center. Leading us off this week is football. Friday, the team took on Ridgeland. The team came out on top, 35-0. Tuesday night was senior night for the volleyball team. They won both their matches against both Franklin and Tallulah Falls. Volleyball also had a match yesterday against Oconee. Tuesday, cross country had a meet at Tallulah Falls where they placed second. The girls softball team unfortunately lost a close one against Stevens County. They had a game yesterday against Elbert. Today, the football team takes on Prince Avenue, and the theme is red, white, and blue. Come out and support the Wildcats or tune in on ESPNU at 8 o'clock. That's all I have for you this week. Stay superior, Wildcat Nation.
My name is Jack Marino, and I am a senior this year. I am taking engineering for Mr. Hinkle, 5th period. Well, I have been taking it all 4 years now. We do a lot of hands-on stuff. We really go through like all of the characteristics of what just about any engineer might do, whether it be from like CNC routering to 3D printing or working with like 3D models. It really just varies along from an architectural to a mechanical and even all the way to electrical engineering. My favorite thing would probably have to be just the feeling and vibe that I get off of the class. Like how you go in there and you expect to innovate something or like improve upon something. And I think that really is my favorite thing about that class. Well, COVID hasn't really affected much of what we do in there, since the class that I'm in is mainly focused on the actual like 3D programming part of it. So most of it is pretty straightforward. None of it has really been affected due to COVID. Well, this class has actually been very helpful. If it wouldn't have been for this class, I wouldn't have really known where I wanted to do outside of high school, but it has really depthened my view on what I want to do outside of high school. It's really moved me to want to go to Georgia Tech to become an electrical engineer. It's very rigorous, and if you don't really pay attention to it, it's really hard to grasp the feel and the programming for a lot of things. So just make sure that you're actually doing your work, because that is a big problem on like not really retaining the information that you're given, because it's not something you study for. It's kind of like a hobby, and once you like start working on it, your programming skills get better. I recommend taking it because it really depthened my perspective of like what I wanted to do outside of class. So if you think you want to work more towards like a hands-on engineering like program outside of high school, I would definitely recommend taking it, and it would like give you an overview of like what engineering encompasses and what you would do outside.
Huh? Am I going? Oh, okay, hold on, let me do a little pause. Thanks for watching Wildcat TV. See you next week.